Good morning. Welcome to Time in His Word. Remember as kids, those number 2 pencils we had at school, and you had to sharpen them. But if you sharpened them too much, as soon as you went to write with them, the tip would break. And then if you didn't sharpen them enough, when you wrote with them, the writing was not the best looking in the world. It was hard just to get that right tip on there that you wanted. And once you did, though, then the pencils would write for quite a while before you'd have to re-sharpen them. Sometimes up past the point where you've sharpened it, the lead would break in there, and then all of that would break. So while they weren't the best in the world, we made do with what we had. And I was thinking about that this morning and thinking of a verse in Proverbs, the 27th chapter, verse 17 says, "Iron sharpens iron. One man sharpens another man." Like I said, we would take our time and try to get that right point on that pencil to work with. It's like that in life. We're always looking for that right time to do something, that right time for whatever reason you're thinking of. But to achieve that in life, who you surround yourself makes a huge difference in how successful you are. If you surround yourself with like-minded people, you're going to go far. You're going to encounter things, and you're going to have somebody in your corner to help you through the obstacles in life. In Hebrews, the 6th chapter, I'm going to talk a little bit more about this. But for some reason, I kept thinking about them number 2 pencils this morning, and that point, and how hard it was to get that exact point you need to write with to make everything look good. And you had to work at it. And it's just like our daily lives. We got to work at what we're wanting to achieve. We've got to work at just getting through the day, basically. And if not, then something happens along the way, and we're like that number 2 pencil. We break down, or we get a setback, or whatever. But when that point would break off that pencil, we would just go to a pencil sharpener and sharpen the pencil. Well, we can do the same in our daily lives. That's why I said it all depends on who you surround yourself as to how you get through the daily struggles, be it in the world or in your Christian walk. And the Hebrews, the 6th chapter, verse 10, it says, "For God is not so unjust so as to forget your work and the love which you have shown toward his name, and having ministered and still ministering to the saints. And we desire that each one of you show the same diligence so as to realize the full assurance of hope until the end, so that you will not be sluggish, but imitators of those who through faith and patience inherit the promises." So I'm taking from these verses I read, that God appreciates the work that we do for him, and he's not going to forget that. But verse 12 it says, "So you will not be sluggish, but imitators of those who through faith, patience inherited the promises." We can look back through Scripture, and we can see the saints before us, the disciples. We can see what they went through because it's recorded in the Bible, and we can see how they struggled. Even though they walked daily with Jesus, they still had struggles, they still had doubts, and they still didn't believe at times, but they stayed with it. And that's what we have to do. And that's what I'm getting at this morning. Who you surround yourself determines how things are going to go in your life. Well, it helps determine, put it that way, because it all relies on you and what you put into it. But this morning, I stopped where I stopped at. They used to have a chapel service here, and it's gone. And I thought I was going to get to go to church this morning, but I didn't. But this morning, when you're sitting there in church and you're listening to the minister, think about his words and how they help sharpen you in your walk, in your daily walk with Christ, how they help sharpen you, or going to help sharpen you in the relationships you have with people, and your ability to share the good news with others that you encounter this next week. Just think about the input that you'll hear from the minister, from your Sunday school teacher, from others who give their view on whatever the Sunday school lessons are. Just think about their input and how that can affect your life, both today and throughout the week. Have a great day.